certainly a member of that club.
Oh yeah, I mean Goody, dude, it was ridiculous. He had double queue of tanks, and they had just started on. I mean, it was like he could have had 3 more factories down, and he still would have been, you know, outproducing his production line. I don't know if he just wasn't consistently cranking it out. Obviously, I was paying attention to Deezer a lot with his DTs, so I wasn't able to focus on his production line. But it just looked like Goody was waiting a really long time to queue up more units out of those factories, and obviously tanks take quite a bit of time to build out. So it'll be, yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm gonna be really interested to see if he can adjust that issue, because Goody is usually very good with his mech play and usually very good with his macro play, and I didn't see it that game. So we'll see what's going down.
Yes, most definitely. We are seeing that he is going for a much faster factory this time around. We'll see exactly how he'll employ its use, whether it's to be a tech lab first or the likes. I mean, nope, Heli's going to be produced first. So we could be seeing some harassment coming out of him quite quickly. And he's even getting out starport, so 1-1-1 opener from Goody.
So we'll see what's going down. Obviously double gas going out, so you can see that mech build yet again, 1-1-1 coming out for Goody. Bunker down at the front. Not uncommon with to have a little bit of a static defense right now. Obviously change has happened. With the salvage value, you only get 75 back now instead of 100. So obviously when you're placing a bunker, you have to be aware of that. SCV will get picked off at the natural, so we may see a little bit of a fast expand from a Deezer. It does look like we're seeing that same build we saw in game number 1. Probes are going down off the main line, and we may see a couple more proxy pylons put out in various positions, as we are going to see a Nexus go out. So there's the expansion.
You have 2-gate Robo into Nexus, very, very normal opener from Deezer. We'll see exactly how he's able to employ this against Goody. We'll see where he tries to get out Colossi as well as Immortals, or just one or the other. It can be, it can backfire in some cases just to go purely Colossi because of siege tanks. While you get a Immortal 2 mixed in, tank some of the shots and deal some crazy damage, can definitely help against the mech play.
Yeah, I'm really kind of interested to see what Goody has planned here. He's put down an engineering bay at his ramp along with the barracks with no add-on and turret going down. So he's actually already forward planning for DTs while going mech play, but is not getting a command center. Does have Banshees on the way. You can see he's only queuing them up one at a time. But really just going for some mild Banshee harassment right now. And this could be interesting. Obviously Observer going to be a little bit late getting out here. Banshee may time it just right here. But depending on how far away this Observer goes, the Banshee may be able to get a little bit of a jump start on him.
Alright, so we'll see exactly how this is going to go. Curious to see whether, again, what these are going to emphasize, Immortals or Colossi, or maybe even try and get out Macro to combat the incoming mech from Goody, as they are all solid choices.
Yeah, hasn't even gotten a kill, and oh, he's decloaking a little early. Wow, that could have been bad. So Goody actually supply blocked right now. That's not good news. And expansion on the way, of course. Look at this again. Deezer already has that expansion up, ready to roll, saturated and everything. This is not looking good for Goody, as we are pretty much starting the same round that we saw last game without the whole kind of specialized tactics with the DTs, etc. Going for a little bit more normal side of things with sentries and stalkers. So definitely going to be interesting. Raven now coming out though to deal with the Observer, but again, he's only got Marines and it's only 4 of them. He is going mech, but has not got an expansion. I'll be interested to see if he floats this over to the 3rd behind the rocks.
And it could be as
yeah,
the
but he kind of waited a little bit longer to get that expansion out. I was expecting him by waiting to load it up with SCVs, float it to, you know, where technically his 3rd would be behind those rocks, and then go for it. But kind of wasted some time by doing this. Obviously, Hellion went up, tried to get some harassment, found something it didn't want, and had to head home. But Goody's macro is slipping at this point. And I mean, Xander, I could be wrong with this, but I'm not really seeing a clear-cut direction here in terms of unit composition. We're kind of seeing the same thing we saw in Game 1 with 3 factories, but he doesn't really have the, you know, the resource count or the economy to really handle this right now. He's just now cross-saturated, but looking over at economy, it's 49 to 36. He's behind pretty bad, and upgrades are not going to help him out either, as Deezer's coming in with level 1 armor and charge.
Yeah, it seems that really what's going on with Goody is that he might just be laying back, wanting to get up his 200 army and then moving out, which could work, but
DT's
Deezer's
coming in.
not. Oh god, Deezer's just gonna be able to do damage.
Well, that's partly true. I mean, already the engineering base down with missile turrets, and he does have 2 orbitals for scans, but I mean, if he sneaks it in right, yeah, I mean, he's going to be able to mess up this whole expansion line pretty easily if he really wants to. So we'll see what's going on. Armory now coming into play. We may see tanks, but with the potentially, nope, reactor. So we're going to have another tech lab here, potentially. I would not expect to have Thors popping out for Goody, but it's certainly possible with that armory. I don't know. This is going to be real. We're not, like I said, we're not really seeing a real direction here with Goody. You know, a lot of times with Terran players, we'll see harassment starts in terms of openers, and then we'll go into macro game where it's it's all siege tanks and Marines and all that stuff, and we're not seeing any of that. Whereas, at least with Deezer, we're kind of seeing a clear-cut direction of, okay, we're just going gateway units with a little bit of immortal support, using the sentries as guardian shields to absorb some extra damage. And, DTs, if nothing else, we're probably going to see the Archon build that we saw last time. He's just going to go the same thing we saw in game number 1.
Yeah, and we'll see how the DTs, whether he's going to harass them or just go for straight Archons. We are seeing 2 Banshees going to go ahead and possibly lose 1. No! Barely escapes.
So, I mean, only 2 kills on these Banshees. They have full energy almost as well. I mean, really, let's face it, if we saw High Templar come out right now for Deezer, he could easily feedback these and snipe them down, no problem. And there are the DTs. We'll see if he forms them into Archons. And there we go. So, going to get that rolling. And we are going to see the exact same unit composition we saw last game.
Yeah, and we are seeing the proxy pawn getting thrown up. Charges being out could save him. What is the Hellion count? Because that is going to be very important. We're seeing actually a fair amount. Might try and actually pick off a little health from the army before it moves in, but actually looks like
We're going to see Thors this time. We also have a Ghost already out, which is going to help. But the question is, yes, it does have EMP. That will be a factor. Going for the gold as well, quite literally. So these are going to go for a quick third. Potentially, nope. Going to be backtracking back. Observer did see a little bit of a push. It did force him to move back. He's going to go back for the gold now.
Yeah, just all a matter of what is safe right now. And if only as Immortal attacking the rocks, they would been killed so much faster. And we are seeing the Nexus getting thrown down immediately after the rocks go down. So this is a greedy build from Deezer, but he's good if he takes advantage of the immobile main army of Goody with the tanks and the Thors. It could pay off for him as Goody's going for his third as well.
Yeah, but look at this. He's got almost 1,000 minerals saved up for warp ins for charge lots. I mean, literally, this is going to be a massacre. The only thing that Goody has going for him is that he's got this pinch high ground going for him, and the Thors are actually going for a quick third. Only 1 Thor's attacking, though. That's going to offset a little bit in terms of how long it's going to take to get these down. These rocks should have already been down. If 2 of these Thors were attacking, it is going to be stalled. Level 1 weapons are finished this time around. That's going to make a difference. But looking over at production, level 2 weapons or level 1 weapons, excuse me, about halfway done. He should be chrono boosting that right now. 6 photon cannons going down at the gold to ensure that this expansion stays alive, and another Ghost along with 2 tanks and a Thor along with 2 Hellions being produced almost halfway down. Observer going to spot the third though, and here we go. About to take it on. It's going to be 7 Archons, 10 Stalkers, 4 Sentries, 2 Immortals, 14 Zealots against 11 Hellions, 3 Thors, 2 Banshees, 8 Siege Tanks, 6 Marines, 3 Ghosts, and 1 Raven. If we decide to push, but it looks like Deezer are going to cut the losses, go for the back rocks. And now Goody going to have to make a decision as these rocks are exposed over here, but he's going to flee actually and just lift off and go mine from the natural, but that still doesn't mean that he's out of danger yet. Deezer now has the high ground advantage, and oh my god, these Archons are catching up along with these Stalkers to this command center. This is not going to look good at all. If he's getting a little close, and he's going to back off. Wow.
Alright, so now looking here, if first of all, I really like Deezer's choice of attacking that third. It was the perfect way to just circumvent all this entrenched defenses from Goody and just try and do what damage he can.
But look at this oversaturation at the natural. This is just, this is sickening. I mean, he's literally got 63 SCVs on this natural. I mean, this is way oversaturated. I mean, it's actually not even mining at 100% efficiency. It's actually probably at 50% efficiency just because the SCVs are having to work so hard to get to a new mineral patch. And Ursidon lagging.
And, oh, wow. Ursidon, that is some of the greatest manner I've ever seen. CZ lags and just leaves immediately, not even waiting to be asked. So big thank you to Ursidon for that, guys. If you are in a situation like this, it is, really, really appreciated by the players and everyone else to go ahead and have you just leave. It's very nice. It takes away a lot of hassle.
Yeah, it looks like, yeah, Goody going to be going for a gold. Cloak Banshee going to try to scout a little bit out here. And Siege Tank setting up. Zell and Watchtower are going to find all this stuff. It's not going to matter. Siege Tank, oh, Hellions coming in and getting themselves some. And that will be the end of that one. Pylon getting sniped down. And where else do we see Zealots going out?
Alright, now you're seeing the slow start of Goody really going to start actually kicking the high gear. His army's getting very strong, and now that he has a goal, instead of this backdoor bottom right base, he's going to be able to have this entrenched defensible position, and he can catch any units that ground units that try and go to that backdoor 30 as well. He's basically secured himself 3 expansions, including the gold, actually 4, including the main base up there, just by holding this middle ground.
Oh, missile turrets finished just in time. DTs ain't happening.
Yeah, you can see this is perfect positioning for Goody. I really like this, but he's going to have to deal with the proxy pylon that's down there on the right. One Thor is going to go ahead and take care of that. That proxy pylon could have been huge. If Deezer can warp in a DT right now to hit the natural expansion. Oh, with this they finish.
Nope.
Oh. No.
Banshee burning that cloak down just in case HTs show up, so smart move on that part.
Yeah, it's very good move. Do not underestimate feedback as a spell, guys. It is incredible against Medivacs, Thors, and everything. Does Goody have his strike cannons? He does not, though. Yikes, that could be a full 50% damage to any fully charged Thor if feedback is on the field.
Level 2 armor on the way along with level 1 plasma shield, so Archon's going to get a little bit of a boost here shortly, but EMP going to be a factor still. Looking at army composition... There we go. So 124 for Army compared to 129, 55 to 67 in terms of workers. So Goody has the upper hand on both counts.
Yeah, this is impressive. You can see Goody is a late game player. His early game, mid game, it's good, but his late game is great. Just look at the strength.
Goody actually going for level 3 weapons right now.
Yeah, he knows the strength of his army is kill the enemy armies fast, so he emphasizes the weapons upgrades more so than the defensive upgrades.
Oh my god. And I really want this game to end.
Well, unfortunately for you, Goody is the one that got to the finals.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Deezer to be aggressive. He has the income, he's waiting for these upgrades, I get that, but I'm running out of time.
Yeah. So now, Goody is looking to be in a good spot. He's now max 195. There's going to be aggression from some player now that we're at max food count.
You can see actually Goody maybe burn off some of these Hellions just to get something else out. Fleet beacon on the way, so we're going to see carriers potentially.
That's actually a really smart move from Deezer right now, because you can see this is a very strong tank line. There are a few Thors out, but they don't do a ton against carriers. The missile turrets are going to be the main damage dealer against any air units that will be coming in, and those can't move. So it's kind of hard to use them in offensive. You can creep them up like you do in TVZ, but it's going to allow Deezer a lot of time to buy to get a lot of bases. You can already see that Deezer's got 4 bases up, one of them being the gold now for a long time. It's a ton of resources to be able to have.
Oh, Blue Flame Hellions coming in, going to be rolling this 3rd expansion, going to be taking out Summit probes, but not enough. As they are all mining the gold right now pretty much. So, mains have been mined out, and actually not Chrono Boost.